Transformers, more than meets. Oh no, wait, it's not Transformer, it's Transform. What's going on, everybody? I'm Noah. That's my last name. From Phone Dog. You guys probably thought my last name was from PhoneDog.com. I actually have a last name. It rhymes with Lenny. I'm Noah from PhoneDog.com. What's going on? It's the Sprint Samsung Transform. It's very reflective with the light there off the shiny. It's the, one of a ton of mid-range Android phones that were launched at CTIA last week out here in San Francisco. I'm trying to move that light around to get less shine. That's all right. It's not going to shine that bad on the phone itself. They were launched last week out here at CTIA in San Francisco, and one of three devices from Sprint that feature their new Sprint ID system, which may or may not take the place of things like HTC Sense and Moto Blur going forward. It kind of remains to be seen, but it's this whole thing where Sprint wants you to use this system to download and install kind of packs of apps and background screens and widgets and things like that to customize your. They're trying to make it easier for you to customize your phone if you're not like a super phone tech savvy person. But anyway. We'll get to that separately, but here we're going to look at the phone itself. To me, this phone is Baby Evo. It really looks, I'm really trying to get with this light here. I don't know. It really looks and feels a lot like a Baby Evo. Samsung, obviously. It's got a smaller display, 3.5-inch, HVGA only, 480 by 320. It's got the slide-out keyboard. It's got a front-facing camera. It's got the rear-facing camera. It's not 4G. It's a 3G phone. And physically smaller screen, not the Super AMOLED blazing eye pop colors that blind you display like the Epic. It's a TFT LCD display. But touchscreen, Android, all that good stuff. It's available right now for $149.99. It came out on October 10th. So if you have one, let us know what you think. In the box, you get all your manuals. The phone, of course, but I figured you knew that, but then I said it anyway. You get your micro USB to USB cable. You get your charging adapter, which is USB based, so modular. Always like the modular. And then you get a micro SD to SD card adapter. Micro SD card is inserted in the handset. So this phone comes with a 2 gigabyte micro SD card. Officially supports up to 32 gigs. Other spec stuff: 800 megahertz processor, 256 megs of RAM, 256 megs of RAM. I never on these videos, rarely do I talk about the amount of RAM, so that's why I tripped over trying to say it. It's Android 2.1, not 2.2, and then it's got the Sprint ID thing happening. What else can we tell you? 1500 milliamp hour battery, 3.5-inch display, like we said. It's got the EVDO 3G, it's got Wi-Fi, it's got GPS, it's got Sprint TV, all that Sprint stuff, visual voicemail, text-to-speech. Can you tell I'm reading off of a data sheet? But I want you to know all these things. I want you to know. So we'll look at the phone itself. Got a chance to play with this one at CTIA. Both Aaron and I did. And right off the bat, one piece of weirdness is that the user interface does not rotate when you open the phone up. So hopefully that will be addressed in an update, because that's too bad. Because there are some phones like the Epic that can do it, but this phone cannot. I don't know if it's because of the Sprint ID thing or what's going on. There are other parts of the phone that work. If we go to messaging, let's see. I know there are some parts of the phone that will work with the screen open. Yeah, messaging works. It's just the home screens and the app drawer and stuff don't. So that's kind of annoying. But otherwise, we played with this phone. I really like the keyboard, and my first reaction was I like this keyboard better than the Epic. Aaron disagreed, so we'll have to do a dogfight shootout with the keyboards on the two phones. But a little bit smaller. You still get the triple wide space bar. You get the 4 cursor keys. You get the smiley key, which is so important. You have the @ key, which I actually think is a nice little feature. And then it's 4 rows, not 5, so no dedicated row for your number keys. But there's your function key. Well laid out. The keys have a pretty, I think they have a pretty nice action. Aaron wasn't so into them, as I recall. But we'll have to talk about that some more. But yeah, I think that it's a nice, kind of clicky style action. But I like the isolated keys, and the travel's a little shorter, I guess, than on the Epic. But for me, it feels pretty good. Otherwise, on the device, we'll go back. The whole Sprint ID thing. So that rotates. Yeah, it's just weird. The whole man, you know, everybody's releasing products that have a slight beta feel to them. But so you can choose your ID, right? So you set your ID, and it comes preloaded. You have a Sprint ID and your own custom ID that's just kind of a, you know, probably pretty basic one. And then you can get new IDs. I should hit get new ID so you can see it. But there are these, you know, pre-curated, I'm using the word, you know, pre-compiled collections of, like I said, apps and backgrounds and that kind of stuff. The screen is kind of grippy on this phone. I don't know what it is. It's not smooth. It's not as responsive as the Evo or as any of the other recent, you know, smartphones that I've tried, Android smartphones in particular. So this one's just fresh out of the box, but the ones that we played with at CTA, I also felt that with the screen quality. I'll play with it and I'll see if I can calibrate it, and maybe it'll be a little bit better. But definitely a little bit funny there, the screen performance. Like I said, a front-facing camera, and then you've also got the rear-facing camera, 3.2 megapixels with flash. So you can do your Fring video chat and all your other things with a front-facing camera, and you don't have to pay the $10 premium data fee per month like you do on the Evo. So basically, you know, even though they're talking about the premium data fee being a bunch of different things, it basically is just for 4G versus non-4G. So if you can live without 4G, or if you don't have 4G yet in your neighborhood, you know, the Intercept, an intriguing option perhaps for a 3G only phone, a little bit cheaper, but then $10 cheaper a month over the course of, you know, 2 years. That's another $240. So anyway, so here are the ID packs, and they're sorted by well, no, they're not. There just aren't that many packs, so you can just scroll them both ways. I would assume eventually these will be like the featured ones. Yeah, that's what it is. Those are the featured ones. Okay. So we'll go down and we'll look at, I don't know, man. Let's look at health and fitness. So the health and fitness pack, what do you get here? You have to read this whole thing? You just get a list, or you have to read the whole thing? You have to read the whole thing. Put together by Handmark. You get Diet Watcher Cookbook app, Fast Food Calorie Counter, BKS Cooking Glossary, Cardio Trainer app, Yoga Trainer Lite, Exercise TV, and then you can help your mind stay fit with Sudoku and Brain Strain 2 Lite. So that's the basic idea, right? It's just curated packs of apps based on different, you know, different categories of interest, and then different companies will have their own apps. I don't know, Diddy was in the promo video they showed was weird. The whole press conference was weird, but Diddy was on the video, so I think he was hyping Home Shopping Network, actually. But maybe there'll be a Diddy app or Home Shopping Network. I don't know. Maybe one day there'll be a Phone Dog ID pack. Who knows? But anyway, that's the basic idea. We'll go real quick. You know, the phone, it feels like a baby Epic. It's a little bit smaller, so it's, you know, smaller and lighter, but it still has that sort of like mass to it, but it's also plasticky. And when the haptics go, the phone really buzzes, you know, in that kind of plasticky way. We will go to, trying to get to the web. Let's do a little privacy settings. Yeah, sure. That's not, why did it go to privacy settings? Okay, agree. That's fine. So if I close it now, will it? There we go. No, I didn't want it to. Come on now. You're making yourself look bad on camera. Erica. How did it get to Erica? Did I say anything related to? I said, come on now. I don't know. Phone Dog. Hey, winner, winner. Dog food dinner. All right, so here comes Phone Dog, floating over EVDO. I heard a Sprint exec once called it Evdu to me, and so I said Evdu for a long time. And you guys were always, you know, on the comments here and on the website, wherever, everybody's like, well, Evdu, every time it's EVDO, people would like spell it out phonetically, like EEEVEEDEEOH. So, EVDO, Evdu, loading. Yeah, it's pretty responsive. It's just the screen feels a little funny to me. That's like physically funny. But the phone itself seems to be responsive enough. So, I don't know. Anyway, there you go. First look at the Samsung Transform. It's available now, $149.99 on contract. Again, to me, it's really like a baby Epic with the new Sprint ID thing instead of Samsung TouchWiz. Android 2.1, slide-out keyboard, dual cameras, no 4G, 3G, and Wi-Fi. But you pay a little less per month since there's no 4G premium to pay. So there you go. There's our little, yeah, you know, not quite as smooth, but oh yeah, by the way, you can win an iPad by liking us on Facebook. The next drawing is Wednesday, tomorrow as I film this, Wednesday, October 13th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. All you have to do is like us on Facebook and show up for the drawing. It's really that easy. I'm not saying you're going to win, but it really is that easy. All right, until next time, my name is Noah. That's me right there. I even have a last name. It's not just Noah from PhoneDog.com. I have a last name also. Thanks for watching. Much, much more on the Transform, all the new Android phones, and there were like 10 of them announced at CTA last week, on PhoneDog.com, and of course DroidDog.com for all of your Android needs. You can go up to the top here, and oh no, we have that thing up there now. Sorry, that rotates. I can't keep up with it. There's too much stuff. Where is it? Where is it? Here you go, DroidDog. See, right now you could be reading about the Motorola Tegra 2 device or the Desire B, or, you know, whatever you want on DroidDog or PhoneDog. Till next time, see ya. Bye-bye.